Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys, and gaming fans. This is Small Archangel, and welcome to another episode of Conan Exiles Series 2, Tribe of Angels. And today we are having a bit of a base tour session. So my base up here on the border of the desert, whoops, this way a little bit, and the eastern lowland or highland region, just to the southwest of our base near the Skyhome ruins. So this is the location of my base. It's not map marked at all. I haven't even bothered map marking it myself because it's very easy to locate just on site, really. You can see it for miles around, and this is what it looks like so far. So obviously I've not spent very much time. I've spent quite a lot of time up here myself, but I've not spent much time on camera, and therefore we're gonna check it out today. You can see I've got almost a job lot of thralls here. I've got a job opportunity from the carpenter, but other than that, and another smelter, but other than that, pretty much all spoken for up here, which is fantastic. And then I've got my Blackhand captain there as well, although she still hasn't got any boots on. So for this episode then, what we're going to do, we're going to take a bit of a tour of my almost completed base. We are going to finish it off just by giving it a couple of finishing touches, and we are also going to take a bit of a drink here so we don't end up with groaning and moaning going on, and we're also going to explore some of the new content which the recent update introduced. So here we go. Welcome to the base. We've got a bit of a temple feeling going on here, which is exactly what I intended on doing. So we've got the pillars, we've got a bit of our new roof structure on the top there, just underneath the archway there, some nice Stygian flags. I love my Stygian stuff in this game, and a lovely mammoth trophy there with great big tusks. They're so huge on mammoth trophies, they're difficult to use anywhere other than on a larger structure like this. Nice imposing entrance hall with a mountain goat, I was going to call him a sheep, but a mountain goat trophy up there as well. Stairs going up either side, but we're going to look at the downstairs first. So straight ahead of us we've got our open courtyard. It's neither too hot nor too cold here most of the time, though it does tend to rain quite a lot, but the new raining game looks fab, so I don't mind too much. We've got a statue of refreshment here, so I will just avail myself of that. This statue of refreshment, absolutely awesome, one of my favourite items in the entire game. Gives us the opportunity to build an attractive looking well in our domiciles. Looks brilliant in this courtyard here with the law stone, which we can't interact with at the moment in the background, but as you can see, I've basically designed this so to not obscure the law stone and to kind of almost make it like a central feature, and I think it looks pretty good. Not bother putting any doors here. I just wanted a kind of a Mediterranean courtyard-esque sort of feel, so there we go. So let's just check out what we've got here. We've got our kitchen area here, which is long and narrow, so I've got a big table down the middle with some nice kitchen clutter on it there. We've got our 3 cooks, or rather we've got 2 cooks and an alchemist, which is rather essential because he's been making lots and lots of lovely steel fire for me. Fantastic, so that's great. And obviously I've been making some dyes in there as well, so I've got a couple of cupboards here. Food ingredients, food and beverages. Well, this one currently all it's got in it is dried wood, because I've been drying wood out for using as fuel. And then in here I've got various stuff that I've looted off things or collected in the world. A lot of brimstone, because of course I need it for my steel fire. And then yeah, I've got a couple of got my fluid press, of course, a couple of drying racks, grinder, ale keg just for decorative purposes, and my fridge a la Ren, just kind of in a cupboard there, just because it looks more flush and better in my opinion. Kind of hides those ugly ice crystals on top of it a little bit better as well. So yeah, all looking really nice there. So that's my working kitchen. And then in here, through here, we've got our dining living area. So we've got a cupboard here, we've got some storage here, so we've got a fermentation barrel in there, nothing in there just yet. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that the door clips through those barrels there, but never mind. Otherwise, pretty nice. And then in here, I've got my storage cupboard, or my storage room, in which I have miscellaneous crafting items, tools and potions, repairs and gear, and weapons and ammo. So this is basically my go-to space to gear myself up before heading out. It does not contain my armour and what have you. They're upstairs in the bedroom, of course, but it does have space for pretty much everything else that I need before heading out of the base. And then we've got our dining area here, and I haven't overcluttered the table. I've just got one little table here. It's not a massive base. I only had the space up here that I had, obviously, and that's the way it is. If you build on top of the ruins, you have to deal with the space you have available. So we've got a dining table just with a few goblets on it and one of those wonderful teapots, which I'm very, very fond of. Then I've got a screen, which is brilliant for just dividing the area up a little bit without putting actual walls in. And then at this end where we have no windows, so this is a nice draft-free end here with a Stygian table, which I think they look like they're just made to have a couple of these snake idols and a Stygian brazier in the middle. I think they look fantastic. Then we've got an elk trophy and a bear trophy and a couple of tapestries there as well. And of course, we've got a couple of tapestries here as well. Now, this area is the bit that's not quite finished, but we are going to check out upstairs before we get on to that. So, in the hallway here, you can observe our single slot weapon displays. I've got one either side here, and as you can see, they have weapons in. Now, I've just logged back in, so that proves beyond all doubt that actually these are now working. We've just had a hot fix, and the hot fix has indeed fixed the weapon display racks, which is great. This means that we can now put some halfway decent weapons in there to check that out. So this is good. Let's just check it and see what we've got in here. We have got an exceptional hardened steel sword. We have got a Kingslayer pole armor, and we've got Tailless Lament, or a black ice sword. Now, Tailless Lament is the one I really don't want to have to craft again. So all those black hearts you need. So we won't use that for the time being. Right, we're going to check it out upstairs, and then we're going to get on with exploring the game's new content. So I've got this balcony here where my dancers, sometimes they dance, sometimes they don't dance. There we go. We've got a Stygian dancer and a Hyrcanian dancer here. Nice throne in the middle there. Some drums, a gong, and we're basically overlooking our main entrance, which all looks very, very grand. And then over here, storage areas either side of our sort of landing area here. We've got a door either side. This one leads to the communal sleeping quarters, so we have four beds, and these are just kind of useful. A lot of people in the tribe make bases and put multiple beds in there because they're useful for sort of multiple spawn points, and I think this is a nice cozy little sleeping area there, sleeping chamber. And then through here to the other side, you can see I've got signed chests, signed cupboards for household items and lore, although I haven't got much lore at the moment. And then here is the principal bed chamber. So I've got my clothing and armor wardrobes right there. I've got another one of these. Well, it's still labeled table, but of course it's a screen, which I adore. I think they're fantastic with our bed here, which is definitely now spawn point. And I've actually placed a few. You can put things on this bench at the bottom of the bed, which I do love actually. It's one of my favorite things about this bed. I've put all sorts of things there, but I think it's quite effective when you just stick a bunch of silk cushions there. I think that just adds a certain something. And as you can see, I've placed some of these little wall lanterns here. Uh-oh, what a time for a sandstorm. But it does mean that we have the opportunity to test out our lanterns. Now, we haven't got too much in the way of sandstorm occluding into here, but it does mean that we can see that this room here is a tad on the dark side. Now, unfortunately, we have to go outside to craft some more lanterns, so I'm sorry about this, guys. This is not exactly, but you can't do anything to control this. Alright, so we've got, hopefully, enough stuff here, and I hope you guys can hear me, to make ourselves a few of these. Now, we're going to need some more wood by the look of it. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's hope my carpenter hasn't used it all up. No, he hasn't. Good. Back we go. Alright, so we're just going to make, for the moment, a few of these. I just want to make 4 wall lanterns. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And we're going to make 4 wall lanterns, and then we can go and place some of those. We're also going to make... There we go, we've got them. We can head back inside now. We also are going to place some more... Oof, it's dark in here. We're also going to place some more weapon and shield display racks. Now, I've got those there because I think I made those earlier. So, there, that was a relatively brief sandstorm, thank goodness for that. Let's place our lanterns first. So we've got 4 of them. And I think... And we have to be a little bit careful about where we put these, because in point of fact, we don't have the option of moving them, as I've found to my cost, once we've placed them. So let's be sure of where we're putting them. There we go, 1 either side there, and I'll do the same in here. So we're going to have 1, and they might have to be a little bit lower down here because of that bear's head. So I might have to place 1. I might have to move the bear's head possibly. I'm not entirely sure. Let's just get rid of that. Let's just remove the bear's head for the time being. I can rethink that later because I can move him. I can't move these swines, so let's just place them there. Did that place? Yes, it did. And another one on this side, just there. Okay, that's about right, and that should finish things off nicely. There we go. It's more symmetrical without the bear's head there anyway, so I shall rethink what to do with him. Bernard the bear later on, and for the moment we are going to place this shield rack and a triple slot weapon rack. Now, we haven't got very much space to maneuver around here because limitations of space, folks, so please forgive my uncouthness as I jump on my own furniture. Here we go. This is how I do my house decorating all the time. So we're going to place a triple slot weapon rack there, and this is the first time I've actually used one of those, so there we go. And we're going to place a shield rack on this wall here, standing in my stygian brazier at this point. Let's pop that there. Okay. And for the moment, I don't have a shield any more splendid than this one here. I don't need to put it in there. So, but presumably, I just want to check to start with that we're not going to lose it. It doesn't look like it because it seems to be working well with the others that I've seen, but oh look, that's not quite in the middle, is it? So let's just take that back out again and straighten it up. Oh, I can't pick it up. What? Ah, yes I can. There we go. That's better. There we go. I thought you could pick them up. Right, let's try that again. There we go. And we can put multiple ones in there, and maybe that means we can just kind of click between them. I have no idea, to be honest. I haven't checked. You can see that is fairly unassuming. It's not a particularly large shield, and I can imagine that actually this would look better if you had one of those Stygian shields, which is very, very pretty, but not actually much use as a defensive item. Therefore, that would be perfect right there, and that is what I think I will work on getting for in there. Now, our triple slot weapon display, I'm going to put my... I've got an iron axe there, which probably won't look too great. So let's take that out. Let's put my exceptional hardened iron sword, which looks much better. Let's put... Oh yeah, look at that. I like that. And a black ice sword. Fantastic. I will be praying to make sure that those are still there when I get back. But I need a much better shield on the opposite side there, because that one's very unprepossessing indeed. And then possibly something underneath my elk head on the other side there as well. But I like that. That is great. So I've got room elsewhere, probably here as well, to place some more of those if need be. So that's great. Oh, and there we go. Here comes the rain again. And it's making my carpets really wet, which bothers me rather more than it probably should. Okay, so we've been all the way around the base. The set's not a particularly big one. We have got some further contents to explore. Now, I'm going out with a gang on Saturday, which will be lovely. It may, however, sadly, be our last trip together. And because of that, I want to make sure I look my best. Well, hey, I also want to make the most of the new content, as I say. So we're going to check out what armor and other things we can benefit from, which were part of the last update. And as I say, the last update was actually a couple of weeks ago at time of recording, never mind the time of release, but there has been a hotfix just today, which means that some of the stuff that wasn't working properly before, like the weapon racks but also other things too, are now working properly, which means it's going to be really worthwhile doing this and making all of this stuff. So we've got 2 sets of armor. Now I've seen this one on male before, aka Nush, but not on a female gamer, female character, so I don't know what it's going to look like. So we've got exceptional Aquilonian. I've got a tier 3 thrall in this bench, so he can make exceptional everything, more or less, Aquilonian, and also exceptional Zamorian thief gear. And we're going to make both of these sets and see what they look like, and dye them, because I've been busy making dyes as well, so this is exciting. Alright, so we're going to need, for this one, this is medium, so we're going to need a full set of medium inners for that. So that is the first thing we'll have to do. There we go, starting with a medium boot lining. There we go, we've pretty much got them all now, so now we'll go through and we'll make our braces, our chest piece. We're not going to bother about the helmet. Generally speaking, I don't, to be honest. I like to actually see my character's face. I didn't spend ages crafting her to never be able to see her mush. So, there we go. We've got another bit there. Great. And, of course, we're going to have, for the Zamorian, again, I'm not going to worry about the face mask part of it. It does look quite cool, but I prefer to not wear headgear. We're going to need a bunch of light gear, light inners for this. So, whilst we're messing about, let's just get our light stuff going through here as well. Light boot lining, light chest padding, light glove lining, and light legging lining. Now we need more hide. More hide. Do we have any hide in there? We don't. Do we have any hide in here? We do. Excellent. Always keep spare stuff around. Here we go. And then we've got the wherewithal to make our Zamorian thief boots. We need some more silk. Again, I have spare, but not there. I have spare in here, I believe. There we go. I've got loads of silk. We've come up with, again, so many spiders in the last few weeks and things that I've got so much silk. It's untrue. So we've got some boots already, which is great. We need the skirts. We need the chest piece. And we need the gloves as well. And as I say, we're going to dye up a storm. We're going to dye all this stuff as well as we can, just to make sure that we've got, we've got everything sort of looking good. I don't know how well it's going to dye, because I know that Nush has tried to dye his... oh no, where's the chest piece? There it is. We have it. We have it all now. I'm going to put that silk in there as well. Fantastic. There we go. I don't know how well this is going to dye, because I do know Nush has tried dyeing, certainly at the Aquilonian stuff, and it has been of mixed use, to be honest. There's one more thing we need to do while we're over here. Of mixed results, because the colour didn't seem to take ever so well, so I'm not sure how well that's going to go, but we're going to give it a try anyway. Now, while we're here, we may as well also take a look at some of the other new stuff that we can create. For example, we can create armour and weapon upgrades, and these weren't working very well before the hotfix either, because apparently these were not, you would apply them and then they would, upon relogging, they would have gone. So there was not very much point in messing with them really. So, but I'm going to give them a try now. For example, we can make some, well, the various ones. This one's advanced, rebalance kit, which improves the poise of a set of armour. So that's the most advanced one, which requires hardened steel. Now, I haven't really got my hardened steel production up to snuff yet. So, this what we could do, tools making armour more pliant and flexible. Not quite sure what buff that adds to. Poised and... oh, and this one could be useful on heavier sets of armour, because it's a weight reduction kit. So that could be useful for heavier sets of armour. However, thinking about my exceptional Zamorian stuff, something tells me I'm going to like the look of this stuff, because it looks kind of cool to me. But at the same time, it does not give much armour value or knockback defence when compared look at that. The Aquilonian stuff is much, much better. So maybe we could add an armor plating mod, a set of reinforcing plates that could be attached to increase the strength of armor. So we're going to craft one of those. I think we're probably going to run out of twine before we can do very much of this. But we're going to give it a go. I'm going to add that to there and see if that makes very much difference. So I'm assuming these are used the same way as repair kits. We just drag and drop. Kabang! There we go. Armor value 9, so that's gone up from 7 to 9. So that the knockback defense is just the same, but the armor value's gone up to 9. Now I have no idea if these are stackable or not. Let's just make another one. And then we're going to need leather and twine both. Let's just see. Can't. Oh my gosh! Did that just make it disappear? That's a little unfair. That just made it disappear, and that disappear as well. Okay, a little more bug testing there required, guys. You just disappeared my armor just because I tried to do something that can't be done. And the armor plating's ghosting on me as well. Cannot modify this. Right, okay. Is there any bringing that back? I don't think there is there? I think I've lost it. I think I have lost that now. That is not very helpful, is it? That is not ever so fair. I'm going to have to craft another one now. Oh, there we go. Okay, guys, so this is what you do. If you manage to do something silly like that, basically drop it on the floor, then pick it back up again, and you've got it back. Okay, not until I have actually made a new one. Never mind, I now have a spare. So there we go. Don't try and double upgrade. It doesn't work and it bugs out. So there we go. Okay, so we've got an armor upgrade there. We could make some more of them, but I'm going to need some more resources through there before I can do that. But I will make sure that I upgrade those before the weekend's raid. Now, there's one other thing that I want to make out here before the light dies on us. We probably want to go to this blacksmith's bench here. And that is, we've got a couple more tools that we need to use in-game now as well. We've got the cleaver and the sickle. And these, we're going to make one each of, because if you watched the episode when we went to Sepameru, Nush had a sickle, and the sickle is now needed for harvesting only plant fibre, and as we know, even when you're level 60 you still need plant fibre, and a cleaver is used for harvesting only meat. How useful the cleaver is, I'm not sure, because as far as I've seen, you could feed an entire clan with one swipe from a cleaver. From that point of view, if you have a carcass, you can hit it one time with a cleaver and the rest with a poniard, for example, to harvest hide from the rest of the corpse. But there we go. We have those tools on us now, so we can use those if we need to. So, finally, what we're going to do, we're going to close our doors against the rain. I do love those big gates. They are awesome. We are going to go up here and we are going to try on our armour. Do we have enough light up here? I don't know. Let's just get my character like so. And let's just back up a little bit and go into vanity mode. I probably ought to put a rug here, shouldn't I? There we go. So there we are in our black hand gear, which has been my favourite so far. Now we're just going to try on our Aquilonian gear. Now, as I say, this, yeah, that has got a distinct Roman gladiator kind of feel to it. Which is very, very like it looked on Nush, actually. Not that much different. There's not that much light in here, guys, so I'm sorry about that. There we go. Let me just see if I can turn to the light there. We can see a little bit better now, can't we? There we go. I'll just back off a tad. There we go. And I think that would look really cool, actually, if we could persuade the metal part to look more golden. That would look like a wonderful Amazonian set of armor. So yeah, that's got some potential to it. But the one I think I'm really going to enjoy is this one here. And this is the first time I've actually seen it on a female character. But hello, that looks fab, doesn't it? That looks great. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot. That is great. Yes, that is definitely going to be my new favourite armour. Oh, yes, that's lovely. And that definitely wants dyeing as well. And I might have to mess around with a few dyeing options before I work out what I really prefer with that one. But that is one good looking armour. I like it a great deal. It's a bit ninja-esque. I think I'll probably be upgrading every part of it with yep, there she goes. I'll probably be upgrading every part of it with some plating just to make sure that it does offer a little more protection, but at the same time it's going to be more a running around armor than, you know, it's more going to be a day-to-day armor than a fighting armor. I'm not going to be going into any dungeons wearing this, I don't think. And how it does in now look, it looks like it's got health giving. Oh no, these are just my buffs, nothing to do with the armor. How's the armor doing? Looks like it might be the same as the black hand gear actually, and the Aquilonian looks the same as well. So all of this gear is going to be fairly good for us here in the desert or on the border of the desert anyway. So as long as you know we're really, really hot or cold, you should be fine in this gear. Fab! Right, now let's just... can I dye things from there? I can. I can't. Right, let's re-equip the Aquilonian stuff. As I say, I have been busy making dyes. So here's my dye cupboard. It's rather overfull, to be quite honest. I've got some light colourants and dark colourants there, and various other things, lots of dyeing ingredients, and I've made quite a few dyes, but I haven't got any cochineal, so I haven't got all dyes represented, but I didn't intend to do any, I didn't really intend to do any red anyway, so that's cool. Red's not really my colour. I do a lot of purple. That said, I'm not sure if I want to do purple on this set here, so let's just see what we've got in here. I do want to see if I can do, got some light yellow, so I do want to see if I could get some yellow dye going on the metal parts of this, and along with that, just to be really frivolous, and because, frankly, because Nush said, he said something about this, let's give it a go, shall we? See if we can get it looking really Amazon princess. So we've got this bit, that bit, that bit. Which is which anyway? I have no idea. Okay, I'm not entirely sure that made the slightest bit of difference, did it? And that bit's blue. Is that this bit here? I don't know. I can't really tell. Oh, okay. That made no difference either. Okay, that made it a bit darker. Alright, I think this isn't going to make any odds whatsoever, is it? No, I don't think it is. Okay. That's just that little bit there. And that's blue. Right, okay. So, yeah, and that's that bit there, which... Okay, so that isn't actually making any odds at all at the moment. So I'm not sure if that's going to... If any of this is really going to take. So, let's just have a look and see if this will do anything. Oh, you see, that actually goes darker, doesn't it? And probably that does too. Yeah, totally black. Because Nush tried to dye that. Red, and it just looked completely black. So, and that bit there, that bit will dye kind of a golden colour, but nothing else seems to want to. So, I don't think that's really going to work. So, we're going to forget about that stuff. We're going to put on the Zamorian stuff again. And we're going to see if we can dye that. We may have equally no luck with that one, but let's have a look in here, because I don't want that to be yellow and pink, so I'll put my yellow and pink dyes back. The Zamorian stuff, I think I am more likely to want these colours here. So we've got some light grey, though not a lot. We've got some various purples, so let's just take those. And I think this gear is probably going to look pretty good in these colours. That is not what I meant. Okay, let's try this again. Dye. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to take the dye at all. Let's see if this makes... Oh, hello. That did make a difference, didn't it? But not much, you see. That's actually white, and they look extremely dark to me, and then they just look a little bit more dark. Okay, and then that, if I do it as purple, just looks really, really, really dark, as opposed to really quite dark. So again, I don't think this is taking dye very well at the moment. So it's got lovely detail on it, but we might possibly just have to... See, they're all white. These all look white, and yet the gear itself absolutely isn't in any way, is it? And this is not making much difference at all. So yeah, at the moment I think we're out of luck on dyeing it. There's no point wasting my dyes because it's not going to make any difference. This one here, I might possibly just dye this bit here, possibly light purple, because at the moment it's not going to make much difference which colour purple we dye it. Yeah, doesn't really show anyway. There we go. But yeah, let's just hope that in future that is going to take dye, because it looks amazing. It looks fantastic. I'm liking it a lot. I might have to make the hood as well, just so that I do have the full set, but I think she looks best just with her hair hanging free like that. Brilliant, excellent. Okay, so we have got ourselves a couple of nice new sets of armour. We've got ourselves a pretty much completed base here. And we're all ready and set to go for the next episode on Saturday, which will release just before the new year. And as I said, guys, it may possibly be our last. Oh yeah, that armour's the bees, isn't it? Or the dogs, or whatever you prefer. It's just such a shame I can't dye it, but the time will probably come. I know there was been a bit of a bug with some other armours which didn't take dye properly to start with either, so we can keep our fingers crossed on that one. Meantime, she still looks pretty hot, I have to say. Okay guys, so I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Also, feel free as ever to leave your comments and suggestions in the comments below. And think about subscribing if you haven't already. Check out what else is on the channel. And I will see you guys in the next episode or the next video. Till then, keep gaming, keep surviving, and stay happy. Bye-bye for now.